Welcome back to Bloomfield, Canada, everybody. I finished the planting of the sugarcane. Before it starts to grow, I wanted to go over there and do some soil sampling. So that's where I'm going to right now. I did go a little crazy with contracts. You can see all the blinking fields. And I know I said that I was gonna dial that back a little bit. They are all fertilizing, so it shouldn't take too long. I'm getting a little lag here for a second. Yeah, sorry if that's a little jumpy. I don't know why I'm getting some lag. Anyways, yeah, so it shouldn't take too long. And I think I'm gonna, after this month, hold back a little bit. I really want to make sure I get enough. What am I trying to say? Enough money to get the harvester for this. Even though it's still a little bit off. Alright, so let me get these taken. It should increase our environmental score at least a little bit. Because right now it's sitting pretty low. Yeah, 43. It's already going up a little bit. Yeah, then we're going to need to get some... Well, I think everything needs lime. And I don't have anything to spread lime at the moment, so that's just going to have to be what it is. I wish these were square. That'd make it so much easier if it was square. Yeah, so I'm going to need to get something to spread lime at some point. But I can spread fertilizer, and the score will be what it is for now. Oh, sorry about that. Getting notifications. Let me check on this guy. Yep, I thought he would be done. Yeah, I ended up having to buy like a lot of fertilizer. Make sure he had enough. Are there any more over here? Oh yeah, down to 39. So it feels pretty good to have, a decent chunk of money sitting in the bank. Like I said, it's not enough to get that harvester that we need. But I feel like we've definitely come a long way from where we started. We have a nice little farm. We got some cows. We can start getting a little bit of income from those cows with the milk. Oh, and that reminds me. Once I get this guy started, I want to check when the best time to sell milk is. Because I'm hoping it's before October. Oh, went too far. Hopefully, if I start you here, you're just gonna kind of keep going once you get to field 40. That's what I'm hoping. Alright, so let's check. Here. Already got 2,000. Oh, perfect. September and February. But September should be good. We can kind of stockpile it until then. And yeah, it's barely full at this point, so we should have plenty of room to hold it. We could always sell off a little bit of slurry and manure if we need like a little bit more. But yeah, so I think we'll be pretty good there with the milk. I don't think it's going to make us enough, to get us all the way there. Oh, that was probably a wasted one. I've noticed that when doing the soil sampling, even if you're not optimizing it like at all in terms of where you're choosing to run it, you still end up getting less total samples than if you just bought it outright. So it does still save you some money, even if you're not, trying to be real careful with it. So yeah, if you're curious why some of these rows have different colors, I didn't notice when I used it the first time that the sugarcane planter has a spot for fertilizer. And I noticed it the second time and put some fertilizer in it. So some of those spots are already fertilized. And I just figured that would be a little bit less we would have to spread later. So yeah, in case you're curious why those are different colors, that's why. Okay, almost done here. It's like maybe 3 or 4 more. So if you're watching this channel mostly for the farming aspect of it, I just wanted to mention real quick that I did start playing another game, Medieval Dynasty. There should already be one out by the time this comes out, and it's a little, probably actually a lot different from this game. It does actually still have farming in it, but I've been playing it. I played it a little while ago and figured might as well record some videos on it in case anyone was interested in watching some of that. So give that a check. Check that out if you would like to, and yeah, let me know what you think of that. So, all right, here's the last one. Cool. That is, where's the send? Why? Yes. It'll take a few moments and then it should be good. Should only be a few thousand. $2,400. Not too bad. So let's check that out now. That brought our score up to 56. Still pretty low, but not too bad. Is the tillage all the way up? Oh, maybe that is a direct. Oh, well, it's okay. I don't think it's a direct drill, but I'm not going to complain or take it. I'm trying to get better at not driving on all these fields, especially since they will eventually be ours, and I don't want to ruin all of our crops or have grass to cut in April. So that's coming up. It is getting towards the end of the day, so I might have to fast forward to the next day. There's not too much to do, especially with not wanting to take, I did take a lot of contracts, but with the lower total volume of contracts, I don't need to optimize every second of every day, especially with the 2-day seasons. Okay, let's put this over here. Here's my new subsoiler. I think I showed you that last episode. Okay, it's out of the way over there. Oh, I do want to put up Oh, there's a nice vent. Oh, that would be nice. Oh no. My game froze. Uh-oh. There it goes. That was weird. Yeah, my game just froze up for a little bit. Must not have good internet right now or something. Okay. I wanted to build... I have one over here. I didn't put one on the other side. I want to build some... like right over here. Kind of expensive, but I'm just going to put 2. And hope that covers everything. Because my stuff is getting dirty. Let's clean some stuff off. I think there's a mod that you can get that you kind of just like drive into it and it sprays it down as you drive into it. That would be really cool. I might try to find that. Or get this sprayed off, and then I think I'm going to take this and go help out with some of the fertilizing. Get the weight. What else needs sprayed? This probably needs sprayed. I don't need to be perfect, just mostly clean. I don't know, I think... Can I reach? I thought I heard someone say at one point that the more dirt you have on your equipment, the faster it gets damaged. So it's kind of like an incentive to make sure you keep your stuff clean so it doesn't get damaged as much. And then I can go grab this one. Well, that's fine. Clean this off real quick. Completed his task. I'm not sure if he did. Okay. I guess he did. Did he finish 39? He did. Okay, well you can just keep going. There. Okay, and I'll turn that in. Alright, so this doesn't have too much fertilizer, so I'm going to have to go to the store, and I think I already have some purchased to pick up. So, and then I can head back to, oh, I could do 45, that's right by the store. Don't drive on the fields. Just pull right in front of the car. And then I can kind of loop around, do 54, and go north from there and get some of those other fields. So, and yeah, and at some point I'll probably just skip to March 2nd just to kind of get that day going, because I don't think we have much to do after, actually probably after these fertilizing contracts. I'm just gonna go to April, no matter what time it is, just because there's really not too much else to do, and that way I can start the start cutting the grass, which I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do hay first, because I only have a few. I don't know. I might try to do half and half actually, because I do want to start. I have the TMR mixer, but I want to make sure I start making some TMR for the cows so they produce as much milk as possible. And if I keep feeding them hay, I mean, it's what, like 80%? Yeah. Which is still really good, but you know, an extra 20% would help us out. So I'll probably just do, I don't know, maybe half the field with hay and half the field silage. Probably not even half the field of silage. I don't think I need that much. Alright. Oh, I can be a little out here. It's got much bigger spreader than the one I have borrowed for the contracts. Not that big though. Alright, so just trying to think through some of the planning here. I mean, we still don't have too much going on. We really just have the 2 fields. I'm hoping the sugarcane, I don't know, maybe the first season I won't worry about making sugar from it, and I could just sell like the sugarcane as is to the stop for a bit, to the farm store, because I'm pretty sure they take it. I mean, they should be able to take, pretty sure that, I forget what it's called. I think they take everything. Sugarcane. Okay, yeah, Crawford Farms and Farmers Market. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, so I could sell it to either one of those. Is the Crawford Farms a train? It might be. Yeah, it's the train. It's down there blinking at the bottom. I'm over here pointing at the screen, as if you can see me pointing at the screen. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'll just probably sell that sugarcane. Again, the most important thing is making enough money to be able to harvest it in the first place. And if we can do that, I think we'll be pretty good going into the next season, because we'll have more than just the cow revenue. We'll have the sugarcane revenue coming in. So those together can help us get. Oh yeah, there it is, over there, Crawford Farms. Let me untag that. Yeah, we'll have more sources of revenue coming in that should let us get some more equipment, so like stuff for lime, potentially some more fields, and with more fields, obviously we're going to need to get some straw from something at some point, so from some wheat fields. So in order to get a wheat field, you need things like you need like the harvester and all that. Oh, and we need we're gonna need something to put the sugarcane in as well. So we need a little more than just the harvester, unfortunately. Because we're going to need to get like a trailer. I'm going to just really hope one pops up on here. I mean, I could get this. It is a sugarcane trailer. It's only 13 grand. It is tempting. 45 is done. Alright, I'm gonna go get this guy started on 50, get a worker started on 54. And then I'm gonna go to sleep so we can get to the next day and get back to some daylight, because the daylight's going away. And actually, before I go to sleep, I think, now that I'm thinking about it, I do need somewhere to put the sugarcane for sure. And I don't want to risk waiting to get like a bigger one, so I might just buy that sugarcane trailer. If I end up selling it later, that's fine. I forget how much it holds. Let me get this worker started and then our check. This one. So it holds 20,000. That's not too bad. Don't really like the color. Of course, let's go red, because obviously, yeah, I'm gonna get it. Cool. And then I need to go back to the house. And we'll go to sleep. 8 o'clock's fine. Make sure it's nice and bright. We just have some fertilizing contracts to finish, and then we're good for the day, for the month. Okay. You are almost done. That's done. Yeah, there's really nothing else that came up. Don't need to do either of those. We will need to weed our field, our sugarcane field, once that starts. Hopefully it's just small weeds. Of course, we could weed it now. If we weed it now, the problem with weeding it now is there's no good way to see them. So I would have to, I'd have to use a worker. I mean, I wouldn't have to use a worker. I would just have to be meticulous of making sure I hit every spot. But I don't know. The weeds are weird because the weeder I have only does the small weeds. Yeah, I think I might just risk it and wait till April to do the weeds. And if it only gets some of them, then so be it. I wonder if this row will finish. So then I need to drive you over to help out with some of those other fields. I'm gonna take over. 96. 97. I think we're gonna have to turn around a little bit. Maybe. Nice. Okay, let's cut through here. Hopefully we have enough fertilizer between the two. I've been making sure not to do the contract I borrowed this from, so I don't accidentally get rid of the equipment. So yeah, as it sits right now, I think we started the month about $80,000. So even with buying that sugarcane trailer, we're still positive a little bit as of now. We have, some pretty good money still coming in from the contract, so not too bad. With the amount of contracts I took, I was kind of hoping to get a little bit more, but it is what it is. We'll kind of reassess once we get here into the... If we need to take some harvesting contracts just to make a little more extra money, then we can do that. I need to go to... Let's go this way. We're going to go to 12. Yeah, I'm going to go to 12, and then we'll take a look at the map, and I'll do a little bit of, thinking out loud, just to kind of plan, because it's been a while since I've played this a lot, so I want to make sure my future plans are kind of set. And if I think out loud, then maybe you guys can give me, pointers as to what I could change or whatever. So, alright, let's get that going. Get this. Okay, so yeah, I have my current grass field here. For now, I don't think that's going to change. I think the next field I would want to buy is probably 49 or 33. Because, the expected, it's mostly loam. That'll be really good yield. I'll probably just do that for like wheat or barley. Don't think my productions... Ooh, there's some new stuff. Of course, that... we don't have anything to carry that, though. Anyways, sorry. I'm getting distracted. So, I don't think my productions take wheat. I just need something to produce straw. Flavored milk. That takes oats. Oh yeah, you can make oat milk. Oh, I could do oats. That gives straw. Oh, and soybeans. That's right. I have the extended straw mod on, so soybeans will give straw as well. Okay, so I don't need to do wheat and barley. I could do oats and soybeans, and those can go towards the milk. The ice cream, gonna have to do some honey at some point, and some greenhouses for the strawberries, but other than that, that's pretty simple. Yeah, so that's everything. Where's the... Oh yeah, and the regular dairy. Probably don't even need to do the regular dairy. Is that... Yeah, that takes milk. And that takes milk. I don't know. Maybe I don't even need to do the regular dairy. So I don't need cheese or butter for anything. Yeah, that doesn't take cheese... Oh, yeah. Doesn't take cheese or butter. Oh, it does take chocolate. Okay. So I do. I need to make chocolate in the regular... Okay, that's fine. That was my original plan anyways, so... So yeah, I can make like either an oats or soybean field, or maybe even flop them every other year. And then I'll probably get 51 just to stay close and do, oats or soybeans. I do want to do corn. I might do corn down here in like 52 for silage. So not to actually make corn from it, but harvest it a little bit early and get silage from it. Then I can just use, this for silage and this for hay. And that should be plenty for us. Okay, so you're moving along. you should be finishing up. Let's check that. Yeah, it should be about done. Okay, I think that's a good place to stop. We're about at time anyways. So in between, I'm probably going to work on finishing up these contracts so you don't have to watch too many more contracts. And maybe we'll be in April at that point. And we can get to start cutting the fields, cutting the grass, and doing that. So yeah, thanks for joining. I hope you join me again next time. Have a good one.